So I'm Samuel Bernier, I'm creative director of FabShop. I'm an industrial designer specialized in design for 3D printing.
I'm Paul Sohi, I work for Autodesk. I'm a product design specialist and Fusion 360 expert for Europe. It's really fascinating to see this combination of pro makers and industry experts as well coming together. The panel discussions are all really fascinating. I think it's a fantastic learning experience for all kinds of creative people.
Yeah, I like the idea of having an event that pushes 3D printing into the industry, because there was this big buzz at the beginning about more like how we'll use it at home, and this is kind of faded down. And I think the future, what's the future right now, is like how will the industry evolve with additive manufacturing, and how will the industry be affected by large-scale 3D printing?
So prototyping, of course, is the most common application, but now we're seeing that there are certain products and certain cases where 3D printing as a technology and as a manufacturing process are absolutely the best way to do it. The ability now to do far more complicated geometry, which allows us to manufacture in ways and produce structural elements that we couldn't do before, are becoming really kind of valuable uses. In my own work, 3D printing now makes a lot of sense for the creation of prosthetics. So producing something that is unique every single time is not something that we can manufacture at scale, but with a 3D printer it becomes very, very easy to do that.
I'm starting to use 3D printing in the industry, a lot in the luxury industry, a little bit in the textile industry. I really would like to develop, because right now we're in a project called IBUS with the European Commission, trying to see how additive manufacturing may change the toy industry, which is almost entirely in other countries. Like there's some European toy companies, but very few products are produced in the toy industry in Europe. So this project aims to bring back these jobs with additive manufacturing.
So I think for makers, the most important thing is understanding that they aren't the first people to be doing what they're doing. So coming and seeing what big industry does and how they do things, to learn from that and see what is the established way of doing it, why is it the established way of doing it, what can they take and learn from that. And then from the other side, industry experts going to makers who have essentially, they're completely liberated and they can do as they please, because if they get something wrong, it's not a big deal. They're also generating a lot of new innovation, and they're succeeding in ways that the bigger industries are not capable of doing because they can't take those kind of risks. So they can learn from each other a huge amount. So how to do things properly, but also how to learn to do things in a new way that's not been done before.
Yeah, to me, one way the industry could learn from the maker movement, from what has been happening in 3D printing, is about sharing their process a bit more, opening to maybe even their competitors to innovate faster. Because when you take a product that's really innovating, you put it in a box for 4 years, it pretty much is a waste of time, a waste of energy, and a waste of innovation. While having an open innovation strategy may benefit everyone.